Well, here it comes.
It's that 4FM road, yeah, we ride real slow. Texas bass hitting while the Carolina flow. From the whistles to the winds, every tale they record. Adam and Jack hold it down on 4th and Ward. Southside swing with the coach and Lord. Real life stories, yeah, they back for more. Turn the beat up loud, let the truth restore. You locked in now with the 4th and Ward.
Well, y'all had week 1. We got week 1 this week, so it was like the season opener episode.
Yeah, we back into it.
I got to watch y'all's live stream. Defense played well.
I thought so. I mean, I thought they responded well to some situations they were in that weren't ideal, but I mean, majority of the time they responded and got off the field. And I mean, that's had 3 turnovers first half. I mean, I can't complain with their performance. I was happy with them. Definitely still some stuff to fix, but it's week 1, so that's kind of expected. But it's a good group. They do a good job of bringing energy and. Sorry, I'm still on the sour Skittles. Bringing the energy and bending, not breaking, and I can live with that any day of the week.
Yeah, I mean, week 1 you're expecting like we talked about before scrimmages. Like scrimmage ought to be the worst tackling we've seen. So you're just progressively getting better. But I mean, I was watching you guys, and I mean, it was like 3-0 at the half, right? Something like that.
Yep.
So again, it's complementary. It's a complementary game, 3-phase ball game. So you get everybody on the same page. I mean, I thought it was a good outing, though. It was fun just to be able to watch it. As a fan, I kind of had it pulled up on my phone because we were having internet problems. But yeah, I mean, it was enjoyable when it wasn't having a buffer or whatever. I forgot Pendleton's got a cool little stadium too. No track around it. They got the hedges going, and they got a jumbotron I saw.
Yeah,
man.
I don't know if that's newer or they just renovated. They just built a new high school, and they're still at the regular Cunningham Stadium, I think is what it is. They're still there, but I guess the new scoreboard was part of that upgrade. But it's weird now because they bus from the school, or maybe that wasn't them. I don't know. It's weird now. I don't know if the locker room is still at the old high school or if it's back over towards the new high school. It looked like they were walking back towards a bus to get bused back to the high school after the game. But, I mean, the new school building's incredible, but still the good old Cunningham Stadium for football. But it is cool. They got the hedges and, kind of, I don't want to say a Georgia lookalike, but just the Bulldogs. So they got kind of that thing going. But it was good to get back out there. It was hot as all get out, though.
It looked a little warm, man. And of course, I'm watching it on I was watching, I guess, their Huddle Focus live stream.
Yeah.
And, those Huddle Focuses, like, just start panning in random spots.
Yeah, it just randomly starts moving.
But my favorite part was the Huddle Focus. There's no announcers or anything, so you can just hear the crowd.
Yeah.
And I could just hear
somebody yelling.
I heard, like, Johnny's dad several times throughout the game yelling this, that, and the other. But, it was cool. It was nice to be able just to get to watch a game and kind of enjoy it. And then root for you, first game as a DC, and to see the guys doing pretty good. I mean, I don't know. It was a fun night at my house, at least. I know it didn't work out well in the end for you guys, but
it was stressful. I'm going to tell you that. It was a pregame. I'm sitting here like, I'm just like looking at my sheet like, all right, we're here, we're good. And, the scrimmages, this isn't my first ever event or whatever calling it, because we had scrimmages, jamborees, 707s, but I don't know, that first game, I mean, the kids get it too, those first game jitters, but all it took was one bad call by a ref, and I was back in my prime. Had to get one good shout out, and I'm ready to go. Like, I'm going to run through a brick wall. Oh, don't get me started.
It was bad?
Don't get me started. I've already sent probably 12 clips into the high school league, just like, what are we doing, guys? Like, this is abysmal. And I know they got day jobs. They got a hard job.
And there's a ref shortage.
Yeah, it's a hard job, and probably nobody wants to do it, but if you're going to do it right. And the high school league sends out these rules emphasis, things they're going to focus on this year. Those things happen, and we still don't call it. I'm like, all right, well, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, did y'all go to the meeting? I went to the meeting. Like, I don't know about y'all, but anyway, that had nothing to do with the outcome of the game. it's just frustrating as a coach, but it is what it is. It comes with it.
A little bit of insult to injury, I guess.
Yeah, I just got to get used to, more used to it, I guess.
We got Robert joining in the chat here. I think I did get the stream to work on Facebook tonight, y'all. So, but Robert's jumping in the chat right here. Says, love your show. Guys, have you had any of your players make college/professional? Anybody make it to the college or the pros? He says, thank you for tuning in there, Robert. I can say, on the teams that I've been a part of, this is year 11 now. Do a quick count, I guess. But yeah, I mean, I can name at least half a dozen that went FBS that were on teams that I was a part of. And I've really thought about it. If we're talking about all levels of college football, it's probably well over a dozen, probably 20 players, maybe, if we're just considering all levels of football. So professional ranks, though, that's still one. I think I got, I think there's 2 or 3 that I think got a really good shot here in the next couple of years to make it to the league. But I don't want to put any pressure on them to be, the first guys that I've coached to make it. But there's a couple that I got a really strong feeling about. I think one of them's already got a second round grade as is. He just has to do one more year of college and not screw the pooch on it. So
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it might be coming down the pipeline, Robert. Jack, anybody coming to mind for you?
It's year 4, 3, 4. 3 to 4 for me, somewhere in there. I can't remember how many years, but we've definitely had some college guys. We're talking, I think these were probably some Division II, maybe an FCS, Division I. No FBS since in the 4 years I've been there, none so far. Definitely no pro. That'd be kind of crazy if they made it to the pros already, but maybe 6-ish somewhere playing in college, somewhere around there, give or take.
Yeah, so don't quote us on it, Robert. Maybe we can have a better stat for you next time we get to record, and I can have a little more ironed out numbers. But Eddie's jumping in too. So, Jack, Eddie says, we had a tough loss Friday night. What's y'all's most important aspect of bouncing back the next week? So, obviously, we still got our first game coming this week, Eddie. Jack, they had a tough one this past Friday night. Defense played great, which got done talking about it. But, Jack, what's kind of those thoughts you have about bouncing back the next week?
So one thing I've been harping on since the spring for my defensive guys is, and they may not even realize it, they may think I'm just yelling, but it's next play, next play, next play. Something they in practice even, we get a, whatever, like somebody gets behind us, 20-yard pass, whatever. I look at the kids as they're jogging down, and I don't even let them think. I'm just like clapping, let's go, get lined up, next play, next play, next play. And that same thing I told them today, the same thing carries over to games, next game, next game. Like, you got to have the mind. What was it, Coach Sweeney that said the mind of a goldfish? Or is that just like a coachism? You got to have a short-term
I've never heard
memory.
that one, but that works.
Yeah, like you got to be able to, okay, that happened, boom, we got to move on. We still got to execute. And even in the later parts of our game Friday, when we're down and time's running out and you can kind of feel the game slipping away, I still had to tell my guys, when we go out on defense, we play our game. I don't care what the scoreboard says. I don't care what any mamas, daddies, whoever has to say. We on the field, we doing our job, we playing our game. And that's what we focus on. And it's interesting because I saw a video, might have been Kobe Bryant.
But just one more.
He was asked if he was
Don't pull my shirt
basically
back.
what motivate. We got a visitor.
Yeah, we got a little surprise guest tonight.
The joys of being a father, right?
Hey, man, father of 4.
Hey, you did that to yourself. So it was Kobe Bryant, I think, and they asked him if he hated to lose or loved to win. What was his primary motivation? And he said neither, because if I'm afraid to lose, then I'm so worried about failing or the fear of losing that game. Or if I love to win, then I'm so focused on the feeling of winning and being afraid to lose. Again, that fear gets in the way of the task at hand. And so he framed it as, I'm neither of those. I focus on the job at hand, the task at hand. And so I've told my kids, big play like that happens, you got to shift your focus. Boom. All right, well, here's the new formation. Where are we at? This is trips here. I know if he goes here, I'm there, that kind of thing. You just got to focus on what you can control, your circle of influence, and you got to focus on the task at hand before you start worrying about fear of losing, the feeling of losing, all that kind of stuff. But I think Eddie corrected me. It was Ted Lasso. It said be a
I see that
goldfish.
now in the chat. I've never
So
watched
that
Ted
tracks.
Lasso.
I like the show. We watched, I think,
heard
the
it's
first
good.
season, second season too, I think. But then I kind of lost interest after that. I think he's coaching the women's team now on the current season.
I know it's like soccer, right? He's coaching soccer,
Yeah.
something like that.
He's a football
I guess-
coach from Kansas coaching soccer in England or something like that.
Okay. That might be my next off-season watch, but
yeah, I mean, next play. Next play.
That's kind of, when you're in game or you're in the thick of it, your next play mentality. I totally agree with you there. Steven in the chat says he tells his athletes to be a gnat and forget about it and move on. Yeah, you just got to flush it. I mean, offense, defense, it don't matter. Like, bad things are going to happen. It's how you respond to it. Same thing. We're talking about high school kids, right? So you're trying to equate it to life too and let them know bad stuff's going to happen. I get home Friday. I'm trying to watch your game on the big screen. My internet's out. One of my kids had thrown their school shorts behind the couch where we kind of got the router set up for the internet or whatever. We got it like in a little corner, and it landed like on the router. And I'm assuming they just tossed it, that they weren't aiming for it. Well, by the time I got home from our Friday film and weights, that thing was like overheated as all get out. Like, I thought the house was going to catch on fire. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad, but like this thing was hot. And so I didn't have internet. That's why we couldn't record, Saturday night or earlier than this. But it's how do you respond to that? You know what I mean? How you going to approach that next thing? If you lose a tough game, what we tell the kids is, that Friday night, that 24-hour period, whatever, like we're going to learn from it. Even the wins, you learn from the wins. You learn a lot more from the losses. But then once Saturday about noon rolls around and we've eaten our brotherhood brunch, we're sending them off for the weekend. We got to flip the script. We're on to the next game and whatever we need to do to go out there and try to win that thing. So I don't know. It's just all about how you respond and how quick you can flush the bad things and just work on solutions. I don't know. I forgot who even asked that. Eddie right there. Thanks for the question. Steven's jumping in. He says, love the show, guys. Long-time listener, first time catching the live. We appreciate you jumping in there, Steven. Again, guys, our text line, about to hop in the text line here. We got a couple from this past week. 469-726-9875. If you ever want to shoot us some messages throughout the week, we'll make sure we get to it the next time we get around to recording. Eddie jumps in. He says, I struggle with watching Friday's film too much. He was still watching clips 20 minutes ago. It's hard, especially like if it's like a gut-wrenching loss. It is hard. Like I'm still cutting on our third-round playoff loss every now and then. Like I'll cut that on, and I'm just sitting there like, man, if this guy wasn't banged up, and we could have played this guy here, and if I didn't have the bright idea to suggest this to our DC on this particular play that this guy ended up house calling it on, like you just play all these what ifs. But it is tough. It's tough to let it go, but. You kind of just have to hit that point where you're flushing it. But jumping in the text line here, we got our friend from the 682 back in the text line. He says, hello, coaches. It's your friend from the 682. That's Missouri, right? Or am I losing track? No, that might be the Fort Worth area.
Yeah, I think it's DFW.
Yeah, I think you're right. It says, hope y'all are rocking and rolling through the second week of school and getting ready for the game week / scrimmage. Here's my controversial question of the week. Do you think Texas lawmakers should make schools start after Labor Day? I see that it's been a trend with the temperature being at triple digits while at dismissal. Personally, I feel like starting school on August 10th or 11th is way too early. I'd rather see the school year start on the last Monday of August, give everyone a little more summer before jumping right back in the grind. What do y'all think? Start earlier or start after Labor Day? So, Jack, it's been like 111 out here for like a week straight. I mean, it's hot as all get out. So, elementary kids getting out, they might be walking home, like these conversations are starting to pop up about the heat. I'm all for whatever makes summer longer. If you told me that we got to start later, but then we get out after Memorial Day, I would say, let me just go ahead and start earlier because I love summer starting before Memorial Day. But it has been something that's been bounced around, starting school a little bit later. I think some secret conversations about why that might be a good idea is these electric bills running this AC in these schools so much in August. And the ACs are having a hard time keeping up with it. Our the old coach's office that we have, it's going through some AC trouble right now. So I've kind of migrated to my new desk in the newer office so I can get cooled off a little bit. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on it, Jack?
Well, I mean, you're asking somebody in South Carolina who starts on August 1st, or that.
Well, yeah, I forget y'all started a whole 2 weeks
But
earlier than us.
then my wife is from Massachusetts. Her sister is a teacher in Massachusetts, and they don't start until it might be Labor Day. But then they don't get out until June.
Yeah, that's
mid-June, late June. I'm like, and up there it might make sense because their summer, where it's actually summer temperatures, might be a little later in the year than it is here. And I don't know, man. I've always just thought, make summer break the best months to go to the beach weather. And I feel like that's where it is everywhere you go. But for y'all, 111 is ridiculous. That's kind of insane.
It's melting out here.
But I'm also not against year-round school. And I think if people really understood what that would mean as far as breaks and how those would work, I think more people would be okay with it.
So I saw somebody float that idea where school should be 2 months on, 1 month off, and you just do that year-round. Is that what you're what are you thinking?
A month off is insane.
What are you thinking for?
I'm thinking I couldn't even tell you right now, but I'm thinking the breaks you would get, it's more similar to how y'all run it, because y'all have more breaks.
Yeah, we got
your breaks are longer throughout the year. But even so, Thanksgiving, you would get 2 weeks off or whatever. Maybe Christmas, instead of 2-week break, you get a full month off. I don't know, just stuff like that. You just expand the breaks throughout the whole year, but then you have to worry about parents who are still working, don't have anywhere for their kids to go. Not everybody wants their kids home alone, that kind of stuff. But I don't know. I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like our school day's really long, and they added 5 more minutes to it this year. So it was already a long school day. They added 5 extra minutes because apparently that gives us now 2 extra days off throughout the year. But we already had a pretty solid setup. At the end of every quarter, we get at least a week off. So first quarter, then you get a week for fall break. Then you get second quarter, you get a week for Thanksgiving. You get the 2 weeks for Christmas when the quarter actually ends. That long stretch of Q3, then we get the week off in early March.
So I think that's what I'm leaning more towards 45 days, 15 days. It's first quarter, first 9 weeks, and then you get 3 weeks off. Second 9 weeks, 3 weeks off.
Well, that's about
third 9 weeks, 3 weeks off. Yeah, it was 3 weeks. No. 15 days instead of
semantics.
In my mind, I'm thinking 21 days for 3 weeks, but you get the point.
Yeah, so there we go. Our good friend from the 682, long-time friend of the show, always giving us some good questions in there in the text line. Another one we got here, Jack. This is from the 769 area code. Does that sound familiar? I don't know about that one. 769 area code.
Central Southern Mississippi.
The SIP. Okay. Branching out, Fourth and Ward Nations, getting out into Southern Mississippi, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So his question here, what's something y'all would tell a coach who's getting into coaching in his 30s? What advice we all give to a coach just starting out, going back to get his degree in sports coaching and then his master's in education, but he's already in his 30s. So
we already did this.
Did we
not?
That? Did we forget to answer it last time?
No. You're good. You're good.
Okay. I was about to say, maybe we missed it. So for maybe got through the 20s, maybe thought he wanted one career path, maybe switched it up right there at the end. Now he's getting into it in his 30s. I mean, I don't think it's ever too late. I mean, we're certainly in a public education is in a situation where it's not like they can turn people down who want to do this and they want to do a good job and they're going to go get their credentials and all that good stuff. And it would be the same thing that I would tell somebody that's doing it fresh out of college or whatever, just being a sponge and all that good stuff. But I think the good part about doing it as maybe a, not second career, but you know what I mean? Doing it a little bit later on where maybe you've had some other experience. I think you're bringing some different things to the table in terms of your own experiences, right? Maybe you were out in the private sector or maybe you were military or whatever. You're able to bring those experiences now into the classroom, depending on what you're teaching. You're able to bring it to the football field, maybe you worked at an office job or something like that and you saw how this organization was structured. Maybe it gives you some ideas about how, in terms of coaching, how an organization could be structured to be more practical or more efficient. You can tell the kids that, hey, we're doing this. You guys are going to have a desk job one day or a job out in the field somewhere, working on the pipelines or something like that. And it's going to be 111 out there and you're going to be doing manual labor. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to have those experiences you can share with the kids. But yeah, other than the same things I would tell somebody doing it fresh out of college, now you got just the benefit of doing it with some other experiences out there. I don't know. What you think, Jack?
Yeah, I agree with you. And I mean, look, let's see. How old am I? I'm 30. This is my 4th year. So I was roughly 20, I think I was 27 when I started teaching, because I'd always wanted to be a teacher, but after college, went down Jacksonville, just stuff, yada, yada, yada. And I was kind of similar to where he's at. I was getting my master's, finishing my master's in teaching, and then it just worked out for me that I was able to do my student teaching internship at the school I'm still at. Honestly, look, the things I was doing at 25 versus the things I do now at 30 are very different. That, you're still not done maturing, I'll say. Behaviorally, maybe is the right word, but I think it just gives you a different kind of perspective, like especially if you've seen kind of what private sector jobs or whatever job you had was before. Like you said, Adam, it's just kind of, it gives you a different perspective that you can provide the kids. And I mean, I'm sure Mississippi has alternative routes to teaching just like every other state, and how difficult or hard those are, I don't know. But if you're getting your master's in education, that should do it for you. Just get ready to hear some off the wall stuff, because especially if you're used to dealing with adults in like for lack of a better word, regular job, now you're going to be dealing with some crazy hoodlums, and these kids they act dumb. They're not dumb. They act dumb. And the things they say are just like off the wall, but it keeps it, entertaining. So
I would say be prepared too for, to know that public education is nowhere near like the private sector where
no,
it's a 9 to 5, right? Hey,
yeah, no.
I'm going to be at work right before 9. I'm leaving at 5. You know what I mean? You might get asked to do like bus duty or something, and that bus line might be buses be slow that day or whatever. Like, it's just there's some different. I don't know. It's just the context is different, right? Because you're in charge of young people, kids, if you're elementary or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's not like when your contract time ends, you're not going to leave these 7-year-olds out here waiting on their bus. You know what I mean? You got to supervise
Hopefully not.
or whatever. Hopefully not. Yeah. Maybe get them inside of the office where the principals are still there, because their contract time is probably a little longer. But I don't know. There's just some different things that it's like.
Other duties as assigned.
Yeah.
Might come back to bite you.
Yeah. But no, I mean, if you know it's what you want to do, like, I'm not going to ever tell somebody like, don't do it. You talk to some folks that have been teaching for a long time. Maybe they're on the back end of their career, and they're talking to somebody fresh in that's just like, just you wait. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
making it not seem like, I think it's all about perspective of how you approach the job.
It is. And the other thing I'll say is get ready to be emotionally drained some days, not every day, but let me tell you, if you get some of these kids, I call them like clingers. They just, whatever it may be, there's always one or two that will just not, they'll be right here beside you and they won't leave. No matter what you do, they're going to be right there beside you, and they're going to unload everything they have running through their 15, 16, 17-year-old mind. It'll wear you down. Now, if you have kids, you're probably already used to that.
Yeah.
And, it probably won't be anything new, but they'll tell you some stuff that you're like, don't tell me that.
Yeah. I'm a mandatory. Yeah. There's some things I got to report. Like, I'm not just I'm not Dr. Phil right here.
Yeah. And that's your secret out. If there's ever, just say, look, whatever you're about to tell me, I'm a mandated reporter. So just be mindful of that. And then when they come back and ask you like, what do you mean? What do you have to report? And I'm just like, just be mindful of that. So keep it vague. And then they'll be like, oh crap. Okay. And then they won't tell you. Kind of a cheat code for you. But
man, that reminds me, I'll never forget one first day of school. I always like to start off, that first day you're just introducing, you're trying to just let them know about you and how class is going to work, all that good stuff. And we always do this thing called good things. It's kind of something our whole district does. Start off every class period, just bouncing around positive things kids share that happened to them, right? Maybe it's one of them's birthday, or maybe one of them just had a baby brother born, right? Just good things. Get the vibes right before class gets started. So we're doing good things at the start of this class. And in the middle of me talking to this student about she had won some pageant or something over this summer. It was something awesome. And I just hear play ball. And it's like baseball highlights going on. And I look over, I see a kid on scrum. I'm like, hey, buddy, like, close that. Like, we're doing good things. What are you doing? And he just kind of like, you could tell I kind of shell shocked him a little bit that I called him out on it. So a few minutes, 10, 15 minutes later, they're working on something. And he's like, Coach, can I talk to you in the hallway? And I'm like, yeah, sure, bud. Like, whatever. So I just want to say, I'm sorry. I'm really a respectful person. Like, I just really love baseball. I'm like, well, I like baseball too, bud. Like, it's just, time and the place.
I just really like baseball.
Yeah. He's like, I really like, and then, so I'm like, we're good. Like, the dust is settled. We're good. Why don't we get back to work and move on? Not 5 minutes later, he comes up to my desk and he's like, Coach, who's your favorite baseball team? I'm like, well, I kind of root for the Rangers, but rooted for the Braves growing up. And, I'm just talking to the guy, right? First day of school. So I'm trying to build those relationships, It's like, my favorite baseball team is the Savannah Bananas. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, I mean, that's entertainment. He's like, yeah, they're really good at baseball. I just don't get why they haven't played the Rangers before. And I just kind of turned and looked and I was like, well, like,
that's banana ball, right? Not baseball.
Like, I was like, well, they kind of have their own league. He's like, yeah. And he rattles off every team that's in the banana ball league. And he's like, I just don't get, like, he's like, they play these teams like 20 times a year. They never play like the Rangers or the Yankees or anything. And I was like, buddy, like, I was like, have you ever watched WWE? And he's like, oh yeah, I love WWE. I'm like, the banana ball is like the WWE of baseball, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And he's just like, so they don't play, like, it's not like they're not going to play in the World Series? Because I always wondered that too. And I'm just like, no, like, again, you don't know what's going to come out of the mouth of babes.
Like, have you ever seen a major league pitcher come out on stilts?
Or an umpire like twerking. Obviously not.
These kids are,
you just don't
they're
know.
interesting.
You don't know what the next.
In your mind, you can like take yourself back to when you're that old. You'd be like, oh, I wasn't that dumb. Like, or I wasn't that oblivious, whatever. We probably were. It's hard
There's
to
no
like,
way. There's no
you
way.
remove yourself from it. And I think back and I'm like, there's no way.
There's absolutely
I
no
was
way.
asking these questions, but then I'm like, I don't know. Maybe my teachers looked at me like I was stupid. Like, who knows?
I think we were dumb for like maybe tomfoolery and just making dumb decisions about,
oh, we definitely were that. Yeah.
like we'd go stay the night at somebody's house and we were daring each other to go slap his neighbor's bull like in the middle of the night and like run and slide up under the barbed wire fence, stuff like that's dumb. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I think we would know that banana ball is not ever going to play in the World Series, but
I think I would have known that. You're right.
Yeah. Like that's truly clueless. And shoot, I've had kids, you get like 3 weeks into school. I got kids that somehow still don't know which lunch they go to or what.
Yeah.
And I'm like, buddy, you've been in school 3 weeks. Like, what do you always do after you leave my class? Like you go to lunch, right? So then today after this class, you are going to go to lunch. And then, 8A, B days, that's a whole other flip of the coin.
Yeah.
And
well, and like, I think it's kids now, and I don't know if education has moved this way or what it is. How do I put this? They've been like, what's the word? It's almost like weaponized incompetence. Like they know if they play dumb, you'll do it for them. And I think it's stemmed from like teachers in the past. I'm not all teachers, but just I'm saying teachers where kids say, I don't know how to do this. Because even I had teachers like that. If I said I didn't know how to do it, they would literally come there and walk me through it step by step. And I think they've learned that almost, and they abuse it to the point where now their brain is like mush and they can't tie their shoes. And like there was a study that came out, TikTok is actually like affecting your brain, like those short content videos. And not like me, I watch a lot of like cement dudes pouring concrete slabs and like measuring stuff, and like this Japanese architect who like builds these, but just like the mind rot they're watching on TikTok is probably just killing their brain.
Yeah,
and they're just sitting there like, and it's like Idiocracy, that movie.
Great
it's almost
movie,
like that.
dude. Great movie.
It's crazy. And kids just don't know how to, they're not like accountable or taking agency over their own experience. You know what I mean? They're kind of just flowing. And
let's be
somebody
honest,
will tell me where to go.
It's because it's so hard to fail. Like, you know what I mean? That's
so
what
hard.
It's so hard to fail. That's what it is. Like,
and well, South Carolina got rid of grading floors.
But they're still going to pass them. Like, it's still going to.
I won't.
Come on now.
I won't.
If you were in a traditional classroom, core subject or whatever.
I mean, I understand that, but I'm not, so I won't.
Okay. All right. Valid.
I'm just saying, like, if you'll fail. I don't care. Like, buddy, you got PE again next year. You probably would anyway. You'd be a PE-ater. You're a lifer, as I call them. Man,
You get it every year, dude.
And these kids, they grew up with technology, but they don't know how to use technology. And it drives me crazy. Like, I'm having to show kid. I grew up without a phone. Didn't get it till, middle school, maybe? 8th, 9th grade? And it was a flip phone. It wasn't like anything crazy.
And we had computer lab. Like one day a week, you might got to go and type something on a computer.
Yeah. I was doing Mavis Beacon typing lessons and learning Paint on Microsoft. Like, we're talking bare bones technology, yet I can do more on a Chromebook than these kids can. They asked me how to get a logo. My athletic leadership class was making graphics for some sports on Canva. And Canva's pretty intuitive. You can figure it out. And they were like, how do I get this horseshoe logo on Canva? And I'm like, you download it, you upload it on Canva. And they're like, so I just click save. I'm like, click save as, save the file to your downloads folder. Go here, click upload. And they're like, where is it? And I'm like, you got to click upload, buddy. Like, you got to click upload, click the file. And they're like, well, where did it go? I'm like, it's in your downloads folder. Like, click it.
That's baffling to me because as much time as they spend on like the gram and stuff, where you got the picture and like, you click the button, it takes a couple seconds to load. Like, that is you loading it onto Instagram, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, that is kind of
crazy,
baffling.
Man.
But I'll top you one. Like, this is all reminding me of one time I had this kid. It was early in the year. I was teaching astronomy, so I mean, it's been within the last 7 years. But I had the topic of the day was we were just getting rolling. So we're talking about like big questions that astronomy's trying to answer, And I was like, all right, you're going to make a slide for each of these big topics. You're going to go just kind of see what we currently know about these topics. So one is like, what are black holes? The next one's like, are there extraterrestrials? Another one's, they're just very basic things that really I just wanted you to hop on Google, try to find a good vetted source, and then just let me know what currently we know about the topic. That's all the assignment was. This kid comes up. He'd been working about 15 minutes. He comes over. He's like, Coach, he's like, I'm stuck right here. And I'm like, well, I told you at the top of each slide to put the question, right? He's like, so for this slide, I put this right here. I'm like, yes, that's the question I wanted you to answer on this slide. And then I had like one of the things I had to do was like summarize, what we know about the topic, 1 to 3 sentences, nothing crazy. Again, start of the school year assignment, softball, you know what I mean? And so he clicks over. I had just gone through like a 15-minute rant about good sources, you know what I mean? Like .edu, .gov, whatever. And he is on good old Wikipedia, which whatever. I think Wikipedia is .org now. I think it gets a little more vetted
It's
than
gotten
it used
better.
To be. But he's on Wikipedia, and he's got pulled up like 3 paragraphs on his screen. He's like, Coach, this is going to be a lot to type. I'm like, well, I wanted you to get it down to 1 to 3 sentences, not 3 paragraphs. It's like, he's just staring at me. And I'm like, so you read through and like whatever you think is like the most important, like 1 to 2 sentences, put that on there or summarize it. Well, Wikipedia, like every other word's a hyperlink. He sat there and said, so you want me to do the words that are in black and cut out the words that are in blue? And I just stared at him and I was like, buddy, like the words in blue are kind of important too. It's like, so you only want me to do the words in blue? Like, no, because those
everything's binary, buddy. Like,
I want you to read this paragraph and tell me the most important thing that was in that paragraph, or read this paragraph and tell me what it was about and just put it on this slide. Like, it's not that hard, but you would be surprised at the technological,
it's insane, man.
Just head shakes. But anywho, we got our first game this week, Jack. So it is a home one, thank goodness. I know y'all are on the road for y'all's first one, but we got scrimmage, had our first scrimmage this past week. So first time got to see the guys against other varsity guys, you know what I mean? It's not a scout look anymore. It's not your own guys where you probably know the play that's coming. It's different offense. I told you there were 2 flex bone teams, so that was interesting in and of itself. But I had a little heart attack session, kind of like you did before y'all's jamboree a couple weeks ago. So we brought all the teams. So it's a 3-team scrimmage, and every team brought varsity JV freshmen. Right, a lot of people are at this stadium. The plan was the JV and freshman guys are going to start their scrimmaging at like 5. So on our itinerary, we were going to arrive at 4. So me and a couple of the coaches already figured out like, hey, as soon as we get there, These coaches are going to monitor locker rooms, and then we're going to try to get as much crap set up for the live part as possible before we even start the sub-varsity stuff. So we got an hour, right? Plenty of time to get headsets, cameras, all that stuff ironed out, you would think. Next thing you know, you're brand new stadium. I've never been to this place before, so you're trying to get your bearings. I got the end zone all ready to go. I look down and watch. It's already like 4:40. I'm like, crap, here we go. We didn't get there till 4:15, first of all, so that cut into my time a little bit. And we get rolling. We kind of had the guys come out of the locker room. They got done using the bathroom. They kind of hit some jogs, and that was the warm-up. We're going to start scrimmaging. Well, it was supposed to be done at 6, and then the varsity was going to start at 6:30. So I'm like, okay, I've still got about a 30-minute window where I can get the rest of the stuff set up, and we can get going. I'm in the box anyway. It's going to all work out. We didn't finish the sub-varsity scrimmage until about 6:10. I'm still at ground level. I got to get up 3 floors into the press box and finish getting all this. By the time I got the camera stuff all set up and got our junior high coaches there rolling and stuff, we're already in the first series of defensive plays. So I've already kind of missed a little bit. And then sure enough, no replay stuff is working. None of the iPads are working, anything like that. Well, come to find out, like the daggum Ethernet cord that we needed to get the signal to come down from the film deck, I don't think was wired in right. It didn't even take an Ethernet like plug in the wall. So like right out of the gate, it's like no iPads tonight. So then it's like fallback plan. Let's get everything recorded on the cameras. We'll upload Intercut, type it all in later. And it just became a circus. And I don't know, I missed the whole first set of like probably 6 to 10 plays. And I'm already heated. Just super, super stressed, pouring sweat because it's 1,000,000 degrees out there because wet bulb don't matter on a scrimmage. But I'm sitting there like, now I know what Jack felt like. But at least I didn't have to call the defense. You know what I mean? You had another level to it. But our guys did good. So got the grades done. And now we're just came in on our Sunday meetings today, got the game plan together. But yeah, we get our first one this Friday night. So are y'all at home or are y'all on the road again this week?
We still road dogs. Week 3, we get our first home game.
2 straight.
Yeah.
And really all the jamborees have been away too and scrimmages and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So y'all have yet to actually like go against somebody else in any fashion on your home turf?
Correct. Thursday night, I mean, our JV group got that opportunity this past week. They'll get it again this week. But yeah, no, we some road dogs here for another week, and then we're back to the crib. I hate road games. I really do. Just because I'm part of the early crew that loads the truck and unloads everything, gets everything set up. And I'm just thinking about my first year when I didn't do all that, and I got to just kind of had a little bit extra time to hang out at the field house, just kind of relax a little bit, relax on the bus, just show up at the field, warm-ups. I'm kind of missing that right now. But yeah, it is what it is.
I always like to remind myself that knowing how all that crap works is great job security.
Yeah.
Or it's great to have on a resume for a job you really want. But by all means, like if you think you got a job in the bag or whatever, maybe keep that in your back pocket that you know how to do some sideline setup or with all that kind of logistical stuff. Keep that in your back pocket unless you really needed to get a job. But
and sorry, I was reading this while I was doing it, but yeah, we use Huddle sideline. We have a Huddle Focus.
Does that ever work? I keep hearing that
ours works pretty decent. And honestly, if we've had some issues with it before, but like, I think if you set it up as it's supposed to be, like to a T, like angling the antenna thing the right way, that kind of stuff, I think it works relatively well. But different stadiums are different sizes. Some bleachers are way up here, and you're on the other sideline, and that connection's hard to make through Wi-Fi or whatever. But I've seen that on Twitter too. Dude,
I hear it getting ragged on all the time. Like, I don't know. If anybody out there listening, if y'all use Huddle Sideline, let us know. Does it ever work?
Yeah. And I've GameStrat. I've heard of GameStrat.
I've heard of it, never seen it in action.
Tried it.
We use Sky Coach or Sideline Power is the name of ours. Sky Coach is the replay stuff. And I guess it's kind of like anything where as long as the stadium you're in is, competently set up or whatever, we haven't really had a ton of issues. Most of the issues we've had are not necessarily the technology or the equipment-based stuff, but the one big disappointment was when we were in that playoff game this past year. We're at the Star. Yeah, we're in an NFL facility. Like supposedly it had gotten specifically wired so it would work in that particular facility and stuff. And then it's like worked great pregame. And then as soon as the ball got kicked off, like everything went out. That was my biggest disappointment. But other than that, I mean, with our setup or with our system, we hadn't had too many issues. But I just hear Huddle sideline getting ragged on all the time.
I do too. And like at our previous game last week at Pendleton, they have the away bleachers, which are relatively small or at least short. And so it's like a short distance. Yeah. They worked seamlessly. And it obviously gets more complicated if you have end zone camera down there, your main camera behind you on the bleacher, and you're trying to sync all that to an iPad on the sideline.
Do y'all bring end zone on game days?
We have one. It's always finding someone to run it as well as someone to film up top, which hopefully with this class I have can help alleviate some of that, at least for home games. But I'm also working on getting I think it's called a focus point camera from Huddle that is permanently mounted in the, like ours would be kind of near the scoreboard, but it's just permanently there and it gives you an end zone view with AI tracking similar to the focus we already have, and it's automatically clipped together on Huddle. And nobody has to run it. But still working on that. Haven't got that put in yet.
Trying to wheel and deal a little bit.
Yeah, we do have an end zone camera, that huge tripod that goes up. And
dude, we used to have the giant one. I call it the rocket ship. Old Faithful.
It's massive.
I had some rough times with that thing.
And you're just sitting there like, ours didn't have a crank.
Y'all ain't got a crank?
So you had to manually extend it, and somebody had to hold it while the next person, clamped it, and then your next section.
No,
you're talking about a shoulder workout.
Last year we got a new one, and it's like super lightweight, but there's been some times where it gets gusty out here, and I get really worried that thing's going to flip over, in some heavy wind or something. But anyway, well, shoot, maybe we could do a lightning round of Drip or Drown, Jack, and then we knock out Team of the Week, and then we call this a wrap. What you think about that?
Sounds good to me.
So Drip or Drown, I know we've had some submissions here in the last week or so since we recorded last. It's our high school uniform database that we're building over there at fourthandward.com. Almost, or maybe it's over 30,000 votes have been cast now, so really taking off. I mean, you guys are eating all into it. Don't forget, we got Friday Night Pulse on there as well for those stadiums as you're going out to games this year. If you're at a stadium, go ahead and drop a review on our Friday Night Pulse page, where we're going to be able to develop a community-driven stadium ranking system for the high school level. So Drip or Drown here. Drip means it looks good. Drown means it looks bad. If you've been listening to the show for a while, probably tired of me explaining that. We got Alvarado High School from Alvarado, Texas. We scrimmaged them, I think, the first year I was out here. I think we scrimmaged Alvarado. They were under center, running kind of an old school pro style offense. I think they're like the Warriors or the Indians or something like that. I want to say they use the spear on the helmet, but maybe don't quote me on that. But we got the head chopped off here on this submission, but we got all white, a little North Carolina towel on there.
Yeah, what's going on there?
A little Tar Heel fan, maybe. It's pretty interesting. I know they're purple and gold are their colors. It looks like they've got actual gold coloring on the uniform itself. Like it's like a metallic-y looking color, does it not?
Yeah, a little bit. It does. Can't tell if it's just the sun hitting it right or.
Yeah. I mean, what's it sitting at now? 67%?
Yeah.
Without seeing the helmet. It worries
me. It makes me think the helmet's bad. They cut it off on purpose.
Or they're just trying to conceal their identity. I don't really know. I mean, you're wearing a football helmet, but.
You have a number in a school. I can look up the roster.
Yeah, there you go. This is Drip for me. Just kind of glancing at it. I think it's a pretty good look here. Yeah. I'm pretty set on that. I'm set on Drip.
Pretty solid.
67%. I'll add to that. Stephenville, defending state champion Stephenville with their away uniforms here. An all-white look. Again, some more Under Armour jerseys are in the chat. 75% seems a little generous, but then again, what's necessarily wrong with it?
What do they, what their helmet has on it?
They're like the Yellow Jackets, so I think it has like an S that's like got, not bee wings, but like Yellow Jacket wings on it.
Okay.
But I thought their helmets were like purple. So maybe these are alternate helmets they're rocking here. I mean, this is super plain. So not a ton I can critique. Their stadium's awesome. Art Briles Stadium opened up last year, I think. They got a 6 stadium out there in Stephenville, and they just won state. I mean, I guess this is drip for me.
Yeah, it's drip for me. I got no problem with it.
Union Grove. All right. Union Grove. Have we not had a million submissions from them?
I think we have, man.
Come on now. I mean, I feel like we've seen this kit before. We need to go find a way to consolidate all these together. It says in the comments, ice cold, clean, and built to hit. Navy, Colombian, blue, and white. These lions don't just show up, they show out. I think we've seen this exact combination before from them. I can't remember what we gave it last time. I think we gave it a drown because I'm a stickler about letters on the pants legs. But the color scheme,
a lot going on.
Yeah, the color scheme, there's some possibilities there with the navy and baby blue.
And I'm pretty sure that helmet has a way different stripe than there. It's a drown for me.
Yeah.
36 is low, but it's a drown for me.
Yeah, we'll add to the mix on that one. McDowell. So now we're in Erie, Pennsylvania. The McDowell Trojans with a straight up Penn State look right here.
Why are people bashing on it? I
mean,
mean,
how's this 15%?
Pennsylvania.
I mean, it's Penn State. They got the Penn State look. Yeah, this is straight drip for me.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I know Penn State's had some bad news lately, but we'll give that a drip. DeKalb, the Bears from DeKalb, Texas, got the daggum. Is that a Rolls Royce?
I don't know, but picture? I just keep thinking of the Cat Williams. I got it because it looked like a Phantom. No, it don't look like a Phantom. It looks like a Chrysler 300.
All right. What's going on with the chest plate? So they've got what looks like the, what is it? The Cincinnati Bearcats? Cincinnati Bearcats type logo where it's got the letter D with like but that's too many claws to be a bear paw. Is it right? I mean, do bears have, maybe it is. I don't know.
I don't know the anatomy of a bear. I don't.
Yeah. I mean, it's clean. It's all white. I don't know about that chest patch thing that they're rocking, but maybe that means something for them. Maybe that's instead of a captain's patch, they do that or something.
It's just like you can't see anything. You can't even see the jersey. All you see is the car.
They're showing off the car. So 72% right now, that might just be people, voting for the car.
I mean, from what I can see, it's drip.
Yeah, I'll give this a drip.
But what's on the helmet? Nothing?
I feel like I've seen a ton of schools on their media day or photo shoot pictures getting these nice cars. Like, where are these cars coming from?
That's what
Holy cow, speak of the devil. We got another one here. What's that, Corvette? Xenia High School.
With the hood?
They're showing off the engine, dude, with all the combos right here. All right, so it's at 32%. It says we got the best combos and the black and blues are fire. The black and blues are the worst combo. So they got every combination in one picture. The all white looks good. I don't like the shoulder stripes. Yeah, the stripes are bad. The all black's fine. If they had a black, white, I think that'd be solid. Overall, I don't like the font. It's got that modern looking font that people are probably tired of hearing me rag on. But the shoulder stripes don't help either.
No, they don't.
And then the helmet, there's just the plain helmet. I don't know, no decals, no nothing, no stripes. This is a drown for me. 32%.
Ohio.
Yeah, from Xenia, Ohio. Or Xenia. I don't know.
It makes me think of like Xerox or something.
Yeah. Gladewater, we're out back in Texas now. Gladewater, Texas, the Bears here with their Adidas kits. They match the shoulder stripes with the helmet stripe. They match the pants stripe to everything else. Standard kind of looking. Well, the numbers on the jersey are a little different, but this is kind of a good standard uniform. If they went with more of a collegiate font on the numbering.
The arm trim.
Yeah, I don't like that arm trim.
Throwing me off.
Yeah, they could have just left that navy blue.
Yeah, I don't think you need that.
Whatever color these are. I think this is drip for me though. Just because 76%.
Drip for
76%
me.
is
I just
generous, but
wish I could see that logo on the
Yeah.
helmet, but it's drip. Here's the
can we
logo on
see
the
it
helmet.
here? We got another one from Gladewater. Same kit,
Like a Chicago Bears looking thing, like a pointed.
but instead of the C, it's a G, I bet.
Oh yeah.
I bet that's it. All right, a little play on the Bears with the logo. Okay. I'm still cool with it. Drip it again.
Still good.
Back in Ohio, Ross High School, the Rams. Who are we talking about with the turd ram horn textured ram? What school was that? Where were they from? I can't even remember now. Kansas, maybe? You know what I'm talking about. 11%.
What is this color?
It looks like navy. Good God. Maroon or garnet is what it looks like. And yellow is the other color. It's definitely some kind of garnet or maroon.
But then a purple blue chin strap?
Man,
Or
these
mouthpiece?
kids, they get the mismatched mouthpieces and all that.
It's like, hey, look at me, look at me.
This, I don't get it. Maybe it's the colors. This just don't do it for me. I think 11% is really harsh. We've had some bad ones on here. I guess there's nothing super glaring that I can complain about. The shoulder stripes, maybe. Don't like. This is just the yellow helmet with the magenta or garnet ram horns on it is throwing me off. So
Yeah, I don't love that. I almost think it needs to be flipped.
yeah.
Or
Have the
just
yellow.
take the sticker off.
Yeah, find another logo maybe to use.
It's not good.
Drown.
I'm drowning it. It's
Yeah.
not 11, but I'm drowning it.
Maybe it'll even out.
There's your full DeKalb right there.
Boom.
Well, he didn't
okay.
care about his name.
No, he let it all out there. All right. He said, I really like how it meshes. We also have an all-white helmet with black down the middle. All-white helmet would probably look good with these all-white uniforms. 23%. Now, these are Nike. The other ones were Adidas. Maybe these are brand
Were they?
new. Yeah, the other ones were Adidas. So maybe these are brand new kits. So, I mean, as long as they keep matching those stripes, I think this might end up being a solid look for them. I don't like the black neck collar coloration, but 23% is way too low on this.
Crap. Yeah, 23 was way low. Hold on. Let me get back to it. We can at least look back at the DeKalb. It was Nike.
No, which one? A Gladewater. I was looking at Gladewater, or thinking about Gladewater. But still, this is a different jersey because that other one didn't have shoulder stripes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I like this look.
I think this is drip, as long as that helmet is, nothing too crazy. 23%. Rivercrest here, the Rebels. Not a lot of schools with that mascot anymore.
Where in Texas is that?
Bagata? Where is that at? 79%. Seems generous.
Is that a different color blue?
Yeah, it's like baby blue with royal blue.
Drown.
And white.
Yeah, drown. That's
the
not
side
good.
stripe is... The pants are fine.
Pants are fine, but why?
Yeah, we didn't need the panel of baby blue on there. 79% is way too high for these.
Yeah, kids don't. The kids are just ranking a picture. I don't know. That's drown.
Yeah, drown that guy right there. All right, here's Stephenville with the blue helmets right here.
Holy stripes.
Holy stripes. I do like the skull and crossbone pride stickers.
I do like that.
Fairly certain Stephenville's where Art Briles got I think he got hired from the college ranks from Stephenville. So they named the stadium after him out there. A lot of stripes on the shoulder.
It's like 8 stripes.
I don't know if I hate it. What do you call this kind of stripe on the shoulder?
Why is the helmet black?
I think it's just navy blue.
I don't know what you call that stripe. I call it too many.
It almost looks like super old timey. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just a tradition thing.
Maybe. Let's hope so.
Out there in a little west of Fort Worth, out there in Stephenville, defending state champions.
I'm going to be honest, props to them, though. They fit Stephenville on the front without it looking...
That's a lot of syllables.
Like too much.
Stephenville. Yeah. I'm trying not to let how good of a team they are sway my opinion.
I think it's drip.
I think it's drip.
interesting.
I think it's supposed to be like a traditional kind of old-timey shoulder stripe, quadruple stripe, whatever we're looking at here. Yeah, I'm going to drip
8
that.
stripes.
It's got a lot of love, 145 drips. We knocked out Edgewood last week, didn't we? We knocked these
This
out
is
last
a new
week.
one, though.
For
I don't remember
real?
what we ranked it.
I think we drowned it because of the pant stripes and the shoulder
Yep.
stripes all being wacky.
I'm still with it.
Yeah, we've already knocked these out, so we're all caught
Okay.
up. All right, let's get on to Team of the Week here, episode 72, and we'll round this thing off. Again, guys, you can submit those uniforms on our website, fourthandward.com. That's the number 4, THANDWARD.com. Link will be in the show notes. We're trying to build the ultimate community for high school football enthusiasts. So Jack's pulling up the wheel here. We do Team of the Week, where we get to hopefully learn a little bit more about a random school out there in the country or international. We've had on Drip or Drown at least some Canadian and Mexican football teams on there. How many teams of the week are on the wheel now? 91? Is that what it says?
Yeah, 91.
You are allowed to submit your team more than once for the Team of the Week wheel. I think it makes your little slice of the pie a little bigger here, helps your chances out. Still waiting to get Sheldon C.E. King
This is
off
their
of
week.
this wheel. You say that
This
every
is
time.
their week. This is it, though.
All right, well, let's see it here.
Let's go, C.E. King. I need to make their slice like red so I can track it.
No. Did you set this up?
No, I swear.
You promise?
I swear.
Guys,
as
what
the
a
kids say,
time.
on God.
C.E. King is officially off the wheel now. They are episode 72, Team of the Week. C.E. King's normally pretty daggum good at football, Jack. So, yeah, let's do a little deep dive here. Sheldon C.E. King out here in Texas.
Wow.
I want to say they're like they're the Panthers. Okay, I knew it was like Wildcats or something like that, some kind of big cat.
Good
So
for
Sheldon
them.
C.E. King, Team of the Week. It took forever. How long, does it say how long they were on the wheel? I feel like it's been since the early days of the wheel.
I think they've been on it since
The inception of the
maybe-
wheel?
I think so. All
Yeah.
right. Wow. I'm so happy for them.
I still think you rigged it.
I swear on God, as the kids say, on God.
Yeah, boom. 13-3 this past year. Made it all the way to state, where they ended up losing
Holy.
to who did they lose to in state?
DeSoto.
DeSoto. All right, DeSoto got after them. And DeSoto had 5A numbers and was playing 6A football when they won their last couple state championships, but back in 5A now for DeSoto. But anyway, we're back to C.E. King. And looking through some of the competition, Westfield's always pretty good. Atascocita is always really good. They had a shootout with Atascocita, 70-55. Holy cow. Summer
Where's the
Creek's always
defense?
really good. Beat them 42-28. North Shore, who is like a juggernaut, lost to them by a couple scores. So, I mean, their schedule, aside from a couple teams, they got some competition. Yeah, so 13-3 lost that state championship game for the King Panthers down in the Houston area out here in Texas. Let's check out, I don't know, what you want to look at first? Stadium, uniforms?
Check out the stadium. I'm just curious.
I think they
what
got a
we're
pretty
working with
nice
here.
one.
Crenshaw. See, just check out some pictures here. Holy.
Yeah, Panther Stadium right there. Holy cow. Heck yeah.
Look at
Sheldon
that.
ISD. Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's Texas 6A football. Yeah,
Oh my
that is
God.
legit. That is a massive Jumbotron.
Is this, no, that's not them.
So
They
they
got a new one
recently, well, okay,
in
that was
2019?
Yeah, I was about to say, that looks like there's some recent renovations there.
That is nuts.
Got the big Panther blow up that they run
Those
out
are
of.
cool.
Oh, that is sick. Yeah, just the concourse and the setup. You're
Yeah,
talking
that is
like
nuts,
college
man.
level.
Wait, what is this one?
Looks like they're in maybe the visiting side. Or if that was 2019, maybe that's before the new stadium.
Wow.
Part of a $285 million bond. Holy cow. Yeah, so they just came out of that field. Looks like about 2019 or so, 2018 maybe. Yeah, that's legit.
So these are throwbacks.
Kind of a classic look. What they got on their chest plate right there in the
Like
left-hand
WAG?
WAG? I wonder what that stands for. There's them in the state game right below that picture.
This one?
Yeah.
It's like it's giving me like Buffalo
Yeah,
Bills.
like some Bills vibes going on here. Looks like they got maybe some game day skins. They got a couple different colored helmets. It looks like, or at least maybe they switched up the decals.
WAO.
Wonder what that stands for. Sure.
All right.
Now, okay, that's a captain's patch of all captain's patches right
That
there.
is double bolded.
Size 72 font.
Yeah.
They put the C in CE King, I'll tell you that.
Honestly, they had the opportunity to do that. They could have just, made the C a little bolder as your captain.
That would have been cool.
So
Passing
it's
out free
definitely
game here.
WAO. I don't know what WAO stands
Yeah,
for.
if anybody from the Houston area can tell us what. Hey, at Shogo Kuma, I hope I'm saying that right. He says, I finally catch a live broadcast and CE King is the team of the week. That is right. It all is worked out. And Jack swears up and down he didn't rig the spinny wheel.
I'm not good enough to do that.
Well, I don't even know how to do it. You're the programmer around here, so I don't even know how to do it. So this truly was, yeah, if you're down there, if you're a CE King fan, this might be the week you buy a lottery ticket because you're finally off the team of the week wheel here. Appreciate you joining in on the chat. Shugo Kuma, hope I'm saying that right. Well, shoot. Yeah, that's a unit right there. Talk about another good episode, man.
Yeah, I need somebody to let me know what WAO means.
Yeah, that's our question today. Hit us up.
That's what I need to know.
Shoot us a text on the text line.
Kuma, if you know, please let us know.
Shoot us a text on the text line, something like that, guys. Jack, good luck in week 2. Hopefully you guys get the bounce back. Who are y'all playing this week?
Crescent
out there in Star Ava, South Carolina. They got a nice little stadium now. They've done a lot of work out there. That's nice. Yeah, we got Lake Highlands at home. They're always a really good program. The last 2 games, or the last 2 years that we played them, it came down to the defense having to make a stop at the end of the game, and the same player on the same type of play made a game-sealing sack. So we told our guys this week, like, hey, who's going to be the hero this year? You know what I mean? We got a lot of new faces, but they've been great games the last 2 years. They always do a great job coaching their guys up. And so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we start the year off 1-0, but it's going to be interesting. We'll see. Guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in. Jack, you want to sign us off?
Stay golden.
You locked in now with the 4th and wall. 4th and wall. Adam, Jay, Texas, Carolina.